Okay, all right, everybody. Sorry, I had to set that up. I hate having to do that. It's like, spend a little while looking at the back of the screen. You can't tell whether it's today's video or last week's video. I may have to start putting up like some cosmetics so you know. Anyway, something happened recently. It's awesome. Okay, I know we have a lot of people that come into this group, and I'm going to say a tremendous amount of people coming into the group who have tried to use this thing called the PDPA, and it failed on you. It blew up in your face. You submitted it to the court, and the court threw it out. The court ignored it. They even took it completely off the record. Okay, and you're furious and you're mad. You don't know why. Well, neither does the guy who wrote it. So the guy who wrote it, actually, him and I used to work together, and we had some issues. The guy is basically just really angry. He's very, very angry, and he doesn't necessarily always play well with people. Sometimes things work for him, and that's great. I'm really glad when things work. Unfortunately, he's like tunnel visioned into some things, and it's kind of screwed up. He's not stupid. He's just very, very angry, and it's kind of sucks. So you'll find a lot of the stuff that you get out of my show cause in things that he does. You'll find things that I have because, yeah, I share a lot of my information. I share it with everybody. I don't care. Anyway, the problem is, and I've tried to use this example to explain legal code is kind of like programming language. Well, litigation, when you go into court and you litigate and you submit a brief to the court, the best way to kind of analogize that for you is to think about back in high school when you did proofs. And you did these proofs, and the teacher would look at you and they'd give you this question, and they'd say, okay, here's the problem. I want to know, you have angles A and B and C and D, and you have to prove what equals what, right? And so you'd write this list of steps. You had to show your work. And this is what you're doing when you're submitting a brief to the court, is you're saying, okay, we know that A equals D, right? We knew that those were the same, and so on our question we can say that these are this. And then you cite, okay, the principle, and you say, well, we learned this here, so we know that principle is true. Okay, so you provided citation for it. And you're showing this problem, and then you go through and you work this complex equation, if you would, of procedure on how to fix things, citing all the different things you had to do for this unique problem. Your personal case, your unique problem, you cite all the different steps you needed to do to fix it, and how it's supposed to be working, and you came out with equals X, Y, Z. It equals, you don't touch my crap. Doesn't touch your crap. Alright, here's what's wrong with the PDPA. There's a problem here, and a problem here, and they're just little problems. It's not huge. It's not these tremendous big things. And when you walk into court, you're dealing with a judge, and you could have an awesome judge, a really nice judge. You could have a good judge, but he doesn't really want to be the bad guy. He doesn't want to be the guy who totally does something to, he's like, I'm a good guy, I'll do what I need to do. Then you have the really crappy ones, okay? The really excellent judges are awesome when it comes to the PDPA, because they will look at this and say, okay, well, your answer's right, but you did it for the wrong reasons. I'm going to give you all the points for your question because you got the right answer. Then there's judges who are looking, these are good judges, but they're looking for a reason to throw your little thing out. I got a little monkey playing box down here. So they're looking for a reason to throw it out. And as soon as they come up to this, they go, nah, the whole thing's wrong. You messed this up. I don't care if you got the answer right or not. He's got the answer right, but he doesn't show why right. And so because he sees this, they throw it out. And it's gone. And they remove it from the record. And they do a bunch of stuff. And they're not going to listen to it because they know if they actually showed some of the stuff that they have in the PDPA, if you actually pay attention to that stuff, that they could get in trouble. So they'll even remove it from the court. You promised me. I will get you something. Gotta love it. And that's what we're helping you get, is your kids. So we have problems here and here, and the judge is just throwing it out. He's getting rid of it. You have awesome judges who look past. Some judges who look at this and go, no. Well, the question becomes now, you've already had the judge make a decision. They've decided this is crap, and they've thrown it out. Well, here's the awesome thing that just happened recently. Mr. Parsons, in his ever-engrossing need for personal overwhelming of I am the savior of all veterans, he won a case recently. And so he's banging out and calling everybody else idiots, and he's banging out and calling everybody stupid and all these other good things. But and he finally actually referenced a case by number, saying here's actual proof of a case number by one side. But what happened was it wasn't so much that the PDPA won. The guy had a lawyer. And this is why we tell you it's awesome when you have somebody who can help you navigate due process. He knows how to talk to your court. He knows your judges that are up there. He knows how to talk to them nicely and get them to kind of listen. And that can just be different people from different courts. They just like different things. But the lawyers will help you. Here's what the lawyer did. The lawyer filed an additional memorandum with the court that went, by the way, this is the actual legal facts that you need to look at. And everything that was in there is basically everything from the show cause. Well, actually, it wasn't everything from the show cause. It was about half of the show cause. If you sat there and stripped out a bunch of the stuff from the show cause, it was right there. So, here's the problem. You're in a situation where they've already made the decision, and we need to get this information added. The lawyer was able to correct the information that was wrong and present it in a way that got the guy to get a good answer.